Born out of national hero Jose Rizal's patriotism, Noli Tangere has inspired generation after generation, instilling Filipino values which are applicable not only during the occupation, but up until the country finally achieved its much-longed-for freedom. As if this could not be enough, Noli Tangere has invaded even the international scene, bringing forth its opera version which has inspired Filipinos all over the globe. Fit for today's generation, it's Noli Tangere will finally be shown this year, brought by businesswoman and philanthropist Leonda Nicolas Lewis. This report.
The youth is the hope of the nation. This was what national hero Jose Rizal has instilled to the Filipinos, which still continues to live on through his works. Testament to this is Noli Tangere the Opera, brought to the country by businesswoman and philanthropist Leonda Nicolas Lewis. The opera has been shown all over the globe, first gracing the theaters of Chicago. After nabbing good reviews by the international media, including the prestigious New York Times, Lewis Group thought that it is high time to finally bring Noli Tangere the Opera to the Philippines. As a reminder that Rizal, in his short-lived but truly meaningful life, showed us the essence of being a true Filipino. Besides looking back and tracing our roots, Noli Tangere also speaks the reality that we may be the Indios of the Spanish occupation. But today, despite the tragedies that the Philippines face, we put an end to the moniker quote-unquote sick man of Asia.
The Philippines is where all of us started. We are what we are because of our geography. And thanks to President Noynoy, President, because of his reputation, the Philippines has gone up in this world. We are no longer the sick man of Asia.
Some actors of the opera also graced the event, including New York Times renowned Andrew Fernando, who played the role of Padre Damaso. Fernando gave us a taste of the opera, serenading guests with his song in the vernacular, meant to tug heartstrings. Lewis said that the opera is aimed at raising consciousness to the youth, awakening today's generation in this advocacy towards culture, the arts and patriotism, tinged with quality education.
When you see the play, dressed in beautiful costumes of the period, and understand that during that time, us in many society, the persecution or the prejudice and that lack of respect for the native Filipino by the ruling class, is very palpable. And so that was in the 19th century. So when our young people and we see that, it will strike a chord in the sense that, this is what happened before. Because if you don't understand what happened before us, you cannot really understand why we are what we are.
Operas are usually associated art, but this gathering is truly a gateway not just for artists, but especially for the masses. Set and costume designer Gary Sibyl sees no hindrance in the showcase of talent of the Filipinos, regardless of belief, stance in life, or social classification.
We need corporations to support this Noli because we're trying to reach to the massa. The massa cannot afford to watch opera. We don't want opera to be a snap art.
She honored her Filipino roots by recently taking a trip to her mother's hometown in eastern Samar, where she visited and helped all the survivors of Super Typhoon Yolanda. Recently, she got a commendation from the House of Representatives for her achievements. This is Angel Cordova for News at 1, Junior Edition.